My name is Rosina. I'm a banker, I'm a biker, an event planner. I let one out. Salsa dancer. Let's go again, don't worry.
Hi, this is salsarozie, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the following, for the subscriptions, and for the comments, the feedback. I really value it. Now, today I'm going to serve you something a lot of people have brought to my attention, they want me to discuss. Some people have asked me, Rosie, when is it right to walk away from a relationship? And I'm like, maybe I should do something on this one. Because most often than not, people actually get married, and within the first year of marriage, they know that I just should have walked away. I shouldn't have done this. But what are the things that would know that this is the right time to walk away? Now, in a relationship, first and foremost, every relationship starts with both parties being excited about each other. Now, at this point, there are no responsibilities, there are no bills to be paid, there are no hard, fast guidelines to be adhered to. So, if at some point you realize that your partner ceases to show you that adequate attention, I keep talking about attention and I can't say it enough. Attention is not about following me every day, it's not about asking me what food I ate and all of that every day. No, attention is being attentive to little details about your partner. When it gets to a time where over a long period, it seems like your partner is just not interested in what you do, doesn't pay attention to you, doesn't, it's almost as if they're not there. They're only there for the cameras. Maybe when family gather around, then they can't put their arms around you, pretend they are all into you. But really, they are truly not attentive to you. Once it starts getting in, start thinking, is it probably time to walk away or not? So once the attention is not there, ask yourself, do I really want to do this? Because trust me, when you get into a marriage, in the beginning it's all roses because you're all under the euphoria of the wedding, the celebration, what happened, your friends that were there, they call you wifey, now you're a man and all of that. All that euphoria gets you excited, but after a while you realize that he might tell you that, look, listen, you wanted to be a wife. Now you're my wife, so I need to go do other more important things. And I'm sure you saw this coming. So once the attention to detail to you, and it goes both ways, really, I think it's time to walk away because you should never have to force someone who loves you to pay attention to you. Think about it. You should never do that. When you realize that your partner doesn't see or feel your silence or absence in the relationship. So you're in a relationship and you realize that all of a sudden things happen and he's very quiet, probably doesn't want to talk to you, doesn't want to talk about it. When there are issues happening, they don't want to talk about it. A couple that dialogues, that deals with issues, that is a couple that wants to be present in a relationship. The moment you have a partner who goes silent on you, just doesn't want, you've done something wrong, doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't want to say anything about it, it's just quiet. Or you notice that your partner is very absent in the relationship, is probably always busy, always has something to do at work, always has a funeral to attend, always has something to do other than being with you. And or maybe that is if you decide to get, for instance, the man has offended you, the woman has offended you, and then you decide to go silent on them or to go absent on them. You don't call them for a whole day, and they don't mind. You said you won't call, so sit there. They don't mind, and it's like they're not thinking of you. And even though you want to be silent or to pretend absent so that they can see that you're hurt or you can see that there's something wrong, you realize that they honestly don't care. They probably didn't even notice that you were drawing apart or you were getting far apart. So at this time, you ask yourself, is he or she really into me? Is this something I can walk into marriage with, or do I have to walk away? That's when you get to answer some of these pertinent questions. As soon as you realize that your partner is emotionally upset, when you're dating, I mean, it's all roses and violets and lilies and all of that. The very moment your partner starts being emotionally distant, doesn't want to show affection, doesn't want to get close to you, doesn't want to listen to you, doesn't want to chit chat, doesn't want to do things to make you happy, cannot even be silly around you anymore because that vibe is gone. And it's important because love gets tested during the period of marriage. And it is some of these little things that couples tend to do. That's what sort of sustains the union until both parties find reason to actually invest in that love again. Now, trust me, you love your wife, you love your husband, and it's enough to sustain you. But sometimes the love gets tested. And sometimes you need someone who is emotionally present, who wants to just be with you, be there for you, listen to you, just make you happy, make sure your smile is his happy place. You know what I mean? And your pain is a sad place. So when you have a partner and suddenly, he's emotional and available, he cares less. I mean, he doesn't mind. Well, if you're having a happy day, if you're having a sad day, I'm also having a sad day. Charlie, learn to pick yourself up. You're on your own. Once you start feeling like that, know that when you get married, it's going to get worse. So, is it a time to check out? I would say probably yes. Because, like I said in the beginning, you cannot force anybody. You cannot force any man. You cannot force any woman to be emotionally present in your relationship. So if it icks you that, he's not emotionally present or she is not emotionally present, I think it would be a good time to check out because you wouldn't want to regret it later. This one is a very sensitive one. Very, very sensitive. When you have a chronic cheating partner. A chronic, emphasis on chronic. In a relationship, when we start and everything is going okay, sometimes, I'm not excusing cheating, but sometimes you have situations where one of the parties may decide to do something silly. It may not be to the extent of, having sex. But I'm talking about cheating, emotional cheating, hanging out with somebody else, flirting with somebody else, being intimate with somebody else. Sometimes, yes, having sex with somebody else. Sometimes when you catch the person for the first time and the person sees how much it hurts you, and sometimes that is when they are even confronted with the fact that they actually truly love you, there needs to be a change. There needs to be a change if they care about you. You need to put your foot down that, look, listen, I will not handle or I don't want to be with a man who cheats on me. Let that be clear. And his reaction at that point is very, very important because I'm not excusing the mistake, but I'm understanding that sometimes, as human as we are, we do make mistakes. But the question here is, what is your partner learning from that mistake? Is he learning not to make these mistakes again? Or he's learning that, oh, well, now she knows I can do it. He knows I can do it. So time to get the second one, the third one, the fourth one. Now, what cheating does is that, you see, sometimes you are very much into the other party. You even tend to blame yourself for your partner cheating. Oh, maybe because I don't look good enough. You go to the gym. You go to the salon. You start getting your hair done. You start getting your nails done. You start working out. You make sure your hair is always cut. You do all of the works. Then you realize that a cheating partner is never really about you. It's always about them. So when you have a partner who is constantly cheating, you're constantly finding them with other people in your relationship, my dear, there's nothing that can justify it. Is it a reason to walk away? I would say it's one of the biggest reasons to walk away. Because when you do get married, it becomes more difficult. Why? Because marriage is very difficult to exit as opposed to a relationship. So once you're in there, that cheating partner isn't going to stop. They are not going to stop. They're only going to get more comfortable with it. And they would even brag and say, look, my wife, my husband knows that this is how I am. I can't stop. And they're okay with it. They knew about it when we were dating. So why stop me now? So once you have a chronic cheating partner, and when I say chronic, as little as twice. I mean, once is big. It's a big mistake on its own, but twice, then it becomes a habit. By 3 times, then you know that this is actually a chronic cheating partner. So when you're confronted with a chronic cheating partner, never justify it or never think that you would grow to be okay with it. Once you're not okay with it now, you'll never be okay with it. Because a man who truly values a woman would not cheat on her, and a woman who truly values a man would not cheat on him. So is it a reason to walk away? Yeah, I think so. Another one that's so dear to my heart. When you have a partner that simply does not respect you. Now, respect is so important in any relationship. I'm not even talking about, intimate or boyfriend girlfriend relationships. I'm talking about any kind of relationship, sisters, parents, colleagues, work. So respect is very important. So when you have a relationship, when you're in a relationship where there is no respect, my dear, it cannot get better. It only gets worse. When I'm saying respect, I'm not talking about obey without complaining. Yes, sir. Is that how to salute? Well, I don't know. Yeah. That is not the respect I'm asking for. It is not the respect like, oh, go down on your knees, then you're on your knees. That's not the respect I'm asking for. The respect I'm talking about is that thing in you that makes you know and feel that that other party, first and foremost, is a human being. That other party feels. That other party has wants. That other party has needs. That other party has expectations of me. If both of you begin to think like this, trust me, you both have mutual respect for each other. And once you have mutual respect for each other, it's very easy to please each other. It's very easy to overcome anything because you'll be caught shouting at your partner. You'll be caught talking ill about your partner when he's not around. You'll be caught doing so many things because there's mutual respect for each other. If your relationship lacks this, as in lacks respect, my dear, it is time to walk. Do not cement it with a marriage because you're just going to have disrespect throughout your whole marriage in all shapes and forms and sizes, and you'll not be happy with it. So when it comes to respect, it's very important that you marry a man who values you, you marry a woman who values you and respects you for who you are, just values you for you. You understand? So it's important that you with someone who respects you and you respect them back. Now, last but not the least, when you're in a relationship and everything that is good about the relationship boils down to sex. So, for instance, someone asks you, what is so special about your boyfriend? You have to think hard, long and deep to say something. What is so special about your girlfriend? You have to think hard, long and deep before you can think of, oh, he's a nice person. And oh, he works and he earns some really good money. Oh, she's a very good cook. She would make a very good mother for my children. And, it's like you're looking for ways and means of justifying. Sometimes you realize that everything is lost. The only thing keeping you together is basically because we're intimate. We're having good sex. Now, sex is very important in that when it's good, yes, people take it for granted and people get excited because they enjoy the sex and everything. But you realize that sometimes the sex just takes away from everything. It prevents you from knowing exactly what you need to know when. So when you get to that point, you realize that when you get home, you can't even have a conversation with each other. You can't talk. You can't discuss your day. You can't discuss your partner's day. You can't discuss anything. You're watching your TV. He's also watching something. And, it's like you're living two separate lives. The only time you get together is in the bedroom. You don't go out. You don't do things together. You don't share hobbies. You're not involved in each other's lives. Once it gets there, and the only time you bond and have amazing experience, amazing intimate experience is when you're in the bedroom. Then you know that without that, the relationship is next to nothing. So once you're feeling like, look, you can't engage this person intellectually, you can't bond with this person emotionally, you can't do anything with this person, the only thing you find doing with this person is probably having a good intimate moment. I think it's time to walk away. It is time to walk away because at some point, look, you can't do it all the time. You can't do it 24/7. At some point, you're going to get tired and you'll be craving for the real substance that you never saw. You'll now be craving for it. But the thing is, you never had it to begin with. So why are you craving for it now? So when you're at that point in the relationship, is it time to work out? I will say yes. Probably time to work out. Now, any of these reasons may not be a reason to walk out in a relationship, but trust me, when you have a couple of these things happening in your relationship, I think you need to think about exiting a relationship. Don't cement it with a marriage at all. You're gonna regret it, especially the respect part. Very, very important. And the chronic cheating, and in fact, everything, everything. So when you get to that stage and you realize that no, these things are not adding up, please just walk away. Keep your dignity whilst you still have it. Keep your value whilst you still have it. Like they say, there are so many fishes in the sea. You will get that one person that is so right for you, and you know why you walked away from the previous one. And this has been Salsarozie, your girl. Thank you for watching. I'm coming your way again with some other nice topic.
If you do like this, don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification button so that you can get more of this content every week. Thank you. Or every day, whatever. Is it okay? Okay. Salsa Rosie.